everyone, this is Jennifer with I Want You Colorado Springs, bringing you video interviews of local professionals and business people. I'm so excited to be here, because I'm on site. And I realize I just joked with you that it seems like we're in a prison, but we're not really in a prison. So tell us who you guys are and what you do.
Well, I'm Angie DeVoe, and this is my husband Jonathan DeVoe, and we are part of law-abiding citizen defense training. Funny story, we actually worked in prison between the two of us about 9 years, and a total of 17 years doing private security and personal security as well. So we have quite a bit in our background.
So law-abiding citizen, like what is that? What does that mean?
Well, we are a firearms training company that we actually offer the concealed carry permit classes, and we also do the basic and advanced pistol training as well. So we do a lot of it here in our office as far as the instruction part, but we also do range time, which a lot of instructors don't offer.
And I want to touch on that a little bit later too, because I think that was very interesting when I heard your presentation the other day about that. So before we get to that, what made you decide to start this?
Well, we have been concealed carry permit holders for probably about 15 years now here in the state of Colorado. And we realized by talking to people that they were taking these classes and not proficient with a firearm. We enjoyed our time with the prison in the state of Colorado, and we figured that, you know, to benefit our community is to teach them, and we figured out that that's kind of our niche, is that we love to teach and we love the public. So why not work with the public, to work with law enforcement and to make themselves not be victims in our society.
Awesome. So like we just touched on a second ago, the classes that most people get here to have a concealed carry don't require you to have any knowledge of how to use a gun.
That's correct. The state of Colorado only requires somebody to go through a 4-hour lecture. The NRA offers a basic pistol class, which actually does not even touch on laws at all, but it does fulfill the requirement for the state of Colorado for a concealed carry permit. We come in usually where people have gone to Groupon and go get that $30 class where they're crammed in with 30 other people, and they just learn the basics. They don't ever touch a firearm. They may not even own a firearm. So usually we are working with those people that have never done it or are a little apprehensive with a firearm as it is, but they still have a concealed carry permit in the state of Colorado.
I mean, that honestly, that was so mind-blowing when I heard you say that at the presentation the other week. I mean, I don't even understand how that can be legal. I really don't.
It's the way the laws are written. The laws have been written, the one that they have now, they've been, I think 2003, 2004 is when it went through. And what we, like Angie was saying, what we basically run into a lot is people have either taken a basic pistol course, which doesn't have movement or anything about how to conceal your weapon, where you can and cannot take them. There's that part of it, and then there's the people that know all the laws and regulations, but they know nothing about how to actually operate or safely use a pistol. So we like to put those two together in our teaching. And so our class is a lot longer than the 4-hour minimum. It can go anywhere from 6 to 8 hours. We can break it up into different sections or different times, whatever we can do to help whoever needs the class. But when we pump out our information, it's all the information you'll get from those other classes, but they're combined.
Right.
So we really value all the stuff and information that we give you. We know you're going to walk away with the knowledge that and the confidence of you are a concealed carry person. You will be able to know the laws, regulations, how to shoot a pistol, how to aim a pistol, when to use, when to not to use, with our scenarios and stuff. So that's what our main goal is, to bring quality training, affordable but quality training. And we're also there for people after the class ends. If they ever need anything else from us or have questions, I always invite people to keep in contact and tell us how everything's going, and if they ever need anything, any follow-up, they need us to go to the actual sheriff department to help them with their permit process. We have no problem taking some time and going in there with them and just to make them comfortable.
Right. Now, if I remember right, and maybe I'm completely off, but one of the things that I feel like I remember you saying in your presentation was that if somebody like called something and they were like, well, how do I use a gun? Somebody got referred to just go to the sheriff's office. Was that?
That was actually a Groupon scenario where
Okay.
we had actually talked to a woman that we met at the range who had her concealed carry permit but had never fired a weapon in her life.
Right.
And bought a gun that was on sale because it was just convenient.
Right.
And she said that her instructor was actually from Nebraska, and he actually did not know the Colorado state laws and told her to go to her local sheriff.
That's unreal.
Which to me, you know, if I want to know the laws, I just call my local sheriff then. What's the point of going to the class?
Right.
But
Right.
like she said, she was crammed in there with about 30 other people
Yeah.
in a coffee room, almost, you know, a break
Right.
room.
Right.
And that's basically, you know, they just gave them
Right.
handouts that they couldn't even read, and where we differ from that.
Right.
You
Like
actually-
you care.
Right. We have material that you take with you.
Right. Like one of the things I've shot a gun before, and I had done shooting range stuff as a teenager, and and I enjoyed it. I liked it. I just didn't have any need to do anything like that as an adult. And then recently, with one of my women's group, they had a social event at Whistling Pines, and so I was like, oh, that sounds fun. It was ladies' night, so I went, and my friend came with me, and she had a gun, or she had a couple, I think, that her dad had, so we could use those, and so you just had to buy the bullets and stuff. But oh my goodness, I couldn't even figure out how to load the whatever you call it,
The magazine.
yeah. And so I'm like trying, and she of course made it look easy, and I'm just like, why am I having such a hard time? And you know, I mean, it's things like that, you know, that you would think is super simple, but it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's finesse to it,
Yeah.
you know, and then the whole, you know, like just how to hold it, and you know, with your conceal stuff, like you said, you know, like how you can conceal it, where you can conceal it, and then of course here in Colorado too, it's with for security and stuff in your home, it's not as easy as it seems. Like in Florida, I think we had the laws that, you know, if somebody came on your property, you can shoot them. It didn't matter.
Right, and it's stand your ground there in Florida.
Right.
Here it's the castle doctrine.
Which is completely different.
Completely
like your
different.
life has to be threatened,
Mm-hmm.
like for real threatened,
Mm-hmm.
you know, by the other person before you're allowed to shoot and not get in trouble.
Exactly.
And, you know, of course, that's not how many Americans are going to take that. They're
Right.
going to say, if you're on my property in my house, burglarizing it, I'm going to shoot you. Right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, to me, that seems pretty logical. You know, obviously say, get the out of my
Uh-huh.
house.
Exactly.
And for those of you who don't know me personally, I tend to have a potty mouth, so that took a lot of restraint. But you know, to you know, give them that warning. If they don't do it, then just shoot them. You know, and defend your property and your person. But you know, if you're not in immediate, you know, demise, then danger. Yeah.
Imminent danger. You or somebody else are defending somebody else's life.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Well, and here, you know, we've come across a lot of people that have said, you know, if this guy stepped in my house, you know, I'll blow his brains out. And it's like, that's not how it works.
Right.
You know, let them take your TV. We don't teach engaging. I mean, even though we were trained with engage, we are trained with protecting. You know, if something were to happen here, you know, we would make sure everybody would leave and we'd have our weapon out and ready and wait. And if he doesn't come my way, then we're good. You know, with these active shooters in schools and malls now, churches even aren't safe anymore. So we will teach you to just keep everyone safe and exit, not engage the person. That is not your job. The police are paid to do that. And it's best to just get out of the situation so they can handle and focus on the assailant and just be a good witness. That is our main objective, to be a great witness.
So that brings to a point then, you know, do you feel like every responsible citizen should have a firearm?
Absolutely.
Why not? It's
Absolutely.
our right.
Because I guess, like, you know, I feel like what you just said though is leave it to, you know, the police and, you know, all those type of people and just be a witness. But obviously, you know, that's not always the case. You know,
Right.
sometimes
We
they
teach
will come.
to avoid, escape, and defend. Defend is always the last, is what she was saying.
Okay.
So that's the three principles we go over and over again, and people take my class, they can tell you I go over that 100 times. I'll just sit there and avoid, escape, and defend is always your last thing. The defense part is the weapons part, and that's what we mainly teach people. But the other two principles are what we want you to do. That the police's job is to go in there and do that. But I believe every citizen should be armed, especially with all the stuff that's going on these days and around. You need to be able to protect yourself, because going back to an article we read in El Paso County, it's if you're in rural El Paso County, out east, it's 25 minutes as soon as you call 911, or you call the sheriff. That's 25 minutes.
Even 11 minutes here in town.
In Colorado Springs, it's 11 minutes by CSPD. So within those 11 minutes, I mean, that's a lifetime. Anything can happen. So I believe that if you are a responsible citizen, you should be armed for your own safety. But at the same time, we were trained in our corrections field and security to go towards a problem. We do not teach that, because I don't want to teach people to go, hey, I have a concealed carry permit, now I'm a junior police officer and I'm going to go stop that guy. No, but if he comes your way, I want you to be able to defend yourself. If he comes in your house, I want you to defend yourself if it comes to that. If not, let them take that 60-inch TV. Let them take your brand new couches and all your brand new things that you have.
That's what you got insurance for.
Exactly right.
It's just not worth it, but at the same time, every responsible citizen, I believe, should be armed or have the knowledge of, if you don't like firearms, there's other options. You can get tasers and take taser classes. You can use pepper spray. I know people that don't like guns. They use aspatons. They have knives. Some kind of weapon to give you an upper hand if the bad guy decides you're their next victim.
So with that in mind, with alternatives, do you guys teach on that type of stuff too in separate classes?
Yeah, we offer, it's done.
We actually do it mostly all together in our class. We go over everything, other options, it's different force options, what we go over. But mainly it's the handgun piece, because it's the most prevalent one out there, and the one that I think is the safest in the principles of avoid escape. If you have a knife and someone's 10 feet away from you, you have to wait for them to be in arm's length before you can defend yourself, which by that point, who knows what's going to happen. So we also teach that, but we usually use the handgun piece to it for that reason.
Now, what's the age groups that you teach?
We taught our kids at 5. 5 and 6 were our two oldest girls, and my son's 7 now, and he's been around guns and knowing how they operate, how they work at that point.
Since birth.
It's whatever the person is comfortable for. I say 5 and up, you should at least teach your kid what a weapon does, what it can do, how it works, to make sure not to touch it. But when you do that, we believe that it takes away the curiosity of, oh, this is daddy's gun, he told me not to touch it. Kids being kids, they're going to go over and want to touch that gun when you tell them no. So why not take it away? We have some mock pistols that we have here that feel like a gun. They're modeled after a real gun. This is just weighted right here, so it's a real weight of a real life Glock 17. But this is a good teacher. This is what I started my kids on. I handed them to them, said, hey, this is with the magazine, and this is the piece here, and this is what this is, this is what this does, this is what that does. And then teach them the consequences of what happens if you mess around with it when we're not around.
So how much do your classes run?
So we charge $150 for the class, and that is going to be for the instruction in our office, and then we do about an hour to almost 2 hours. It really depends, but we go to Whistling Pines, and that's only $10. And if you have your own weapon, we suggest you bring it. We basically start you from the ground up. We've had people that don't even know how to take apart their weapon and clean it, and we've gone through all of that as well.
Yeah, I wouldn't know how to do
that. So we go through that, and plus loading the magazine as well, and what you need to do. And we have a speed loader, so we teach people, show people that. So then they're, oh, well, I want one of those. Fantastic. So Whistling Pines, and Whistling Pines offers those. So what's nice about Whistling Pines is because we show people different ways to conceal, different options as well. And if they like them, they can always go to Whistling Pines. We don't get any money from that. It's just Whistling Pines is convenient. It's there.
It has 2 locations, which works
for
for people on the west side.
there's one by me too, which is really nice.
West and east, And we love going there. With the advanced, we like going there too because they actually have a no shoot, and you can actually have the target move.
Oh, okay.
And so we have that option as well there. So that's always nice.
We also give away, we also, this book is also included with our class. It's a full color 45 page book.
Nice.
And it goes over everything that we teach. We basically teach the majority of my classes out of this book. And everything I go over in my PowerPoint is in here. And this goes with you with our class.
Nice, so you can write notes and everything.
You can write notes and all this. It goes with you. It's a good, hey, I remember him saying something about that. Let me look that up.
Right.
In the back of it, it has drills you can use when you want to go to the range by yourself. Right here. It's just a very good,
book.
thorough color book instead of some instructors just have little handouts with bullet points.
Right.
Whereas this goes over everything that I do, and it's in color, and it in detail goes into it.
Right.
We also give it's going to just be a folder, but it has paperwork. Depending on your county, we'll also, like for El Paso County, we have information for the sheriff's office as well as usually the application.
Okay.
We also go over a lot of what the Colorado laws are and how you need to carry in Denver and so forth. And we also like to tell people it's your constitutional right to be able to conceal carry in your vehicle, your home, and in your office without a permit. Would I recommend it if you're not trained? No. Firing a firearm is a perishable skill, so you're constantly wanting to, up the ante. That's why we give the advanced training too. So if you've taken our class in previous years and want to come back and kind of refresh, let's go to the range and we'll go ahead and start doing some holster pull scenarios. And that's what's nice about Whistling Pines is that they offer that for us. And if we feel that somebody is not safe, we can, kind of back up a little bit and do more of the laser training that we do here in the office, which other places don't offer that as well.
Awesome. So before we go to the next step, can you tell people how to get a hold of you guys?
Sure. You can get a hold of us at 719-644-6270 is our cell phone. You can call us, text us, whichever, and if we don't get back to you right away, we'll get back to you within 24 hours.
Nice.
Facebook at Law-Abiding Citizen Defense Training. We're all over Facebook. You can PM us there. Usually you'll probably get me. So
that's what it usually is.
Yeah, he's the talent. I'm everything in the background. And we also have a website, which is law.abiding.citizen.dt.com.
Okay.
All connected. So there's plenty of places to find us.
Nice. And I'll put all the links in the info.
And I also do the photography for his classes, so you'll see a lot of that on our Facebook as well. So I love doing that part. That's the fun part of the classes is the pictures of everybody shooting.
Yeah. Now you wanted to show us some stuff, so I'm going to get up and to pan around so you guys can explain.
This again is our SIRT pistol. It pretty much functions like a real gun, except it doesn't shoot any projectiles. As you can see here, it shoots a laser out. With this, we work on your grip, we work on your stance, we can work on how you're going to pull the trigger, and you're aiming through everything. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn this on, and if you want to get over here by Angie, this will show you, as you'll see here in a second. Are you ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
It'll show you when I'm at the target and I'm hitting it.
The volume's down, but I'm supposed to tell you.
As I'm hitting it, you'll see on the screen there that it shows you where I'm hitting it. If I miss, it'll tell me I missed.
It's just too bright, so there. It's bright in here, so.
So, this is something that we have that I believe is invaluable, especially to people who have never shot a handgun before.
Right.
It gives you the feel, the weight, everything you need before you actually go to the range and hear the big booms and the recoil.
Okay.
Other than that, this is what these are good for, and a lot of our scenario training is based on this as well, because with this you can move, we can go forward, we can go backwards, different angles. It can tell you whatever we need to do. But it's a good start position for people who are advanced and people who are novice and have never shot a gun before.
Awesome. And was there anything else you wanted to show us?
Let me shoot the laser can.
If you want.
Is it on?
Yes.
So these cans as well.
Oh, look at that.
So as we shoot them, we can
Those
put
will
these
draw.
anywhere, and you quick draw, come out,
Huh.
right there, and then come over.
That's really interesting.
It's fun. It's
Yeah.
all our friends want us to bring these over when we come over
Right.
and hang out for a barbecue or whatnot. So
Right.
it's fun, but the training for me is invaluable.
Right.
And the different options for carry.
We also in our classes go through different options for carry. These are the holsters you see every day, the Serpa holsters. We go over belly bands. We go over, this is a concealed carry. It's got vest. You can fit your handgun. Full size, this is a full size Glock. Fits right in there. And if you're wearing it,
Huh. Okay.
you can see it's concealable. It's right there, ready
Right.
to go. We also help people out with what's gonna feel good for them to carry a gun, and also what firearm and gun, weapon, whatever you're gonna do, is good for you.
Nice. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for interviewing with me. If you can hold this so I can close this out.
Absolutely.
So as always, thank you guys for watching. I Want You, Colorado Springs is sponsored by glassblasted.com, where you can get all your personalized and custom glass and engraving needs. Thanks, and have a great day.